make a start. So welcome to an hour of yin. We're going to do a really relaxing kind of deep stretch practice this evening. We're going to do a little bit of visualization as well. Looking forward to sunnier, warmer days. So we're going to start laying down on the mat. I'm going to stay seated so that I can talk you through finding a comfortable position. Just lay down and seeing if you can find a bend in the knee. So maybe the soles of the feet can come together and the knees can go out to the side, or maybe just the feet into the mat with a gentle bend into the knee, just to protect the lower back as you lay down. An option to put a little cushion under the back of kind of the shoulder blade so the heart's a little bit higher. But you can prop a cushion under the back of the head, but just make sure that the chin isn't too far tucked to the chest. You don't want to put any pressure on the back of the neck. So I'm going to guide you through a 1 hour yin practice. So if anyone's not done yin before, yin is the feminine energy side of the yoga practice, the opposite to yang. Not feminine in gender, but just feminine in the kind of style of practice. Is very slow and very passive. We would do hold the poses for quite a bit longer than any other yoga practice. So just taking the practice at your own pace. We're going to do quite a lot of breathing exercises today, and we're going to do quite a bit of visualization as well. So again, if you've not done pranayama, which is breath exercise, or you've not done meditation or visualization before, just take it as it comes. Try not to kind of have any expectations about it. See if you can just let yourself experience the practice. So starting in a lay down position, gently place the back of the hands into the ground so the palms are faced up. And we're going to start with the eyes closed. So before we arrive onto the mat and start the practice, just gonna, with the eyes closed, just take a moment to just set your intention for the next 60 minutes. Maybe acknowledging what brought you to the practice. Maybe acknowledging if that's more, you want more flexibility in the physical, or maybe you're looking to release any negative tension, or just build a little bit more resilience into the kind of challenging times that we've got at the moment. Whatever your intention is, just seeing if you can keep that in your awareness for the next 60 minutes. Check in with how the body feels. And then whatever's happened today, whatever happened yesterday, just leave that off the mat. Notice how the body feels as it's heavy into the ground. And if you have any kind of pitter-patter in the mind or monkey mind, where the mind and the thoughts kind of starting to distract you, then just continue to bring your awareness back to the breath, knowing that the thoughts will never go away. It's impossible to get rid of thoughts, and we don't want to, but we just want to train our awareness onto bringing it back to the breath and the body. So this evening we're going to do a nice kind of flowy class and seeing if we can go a little bit deeper than we usually do in the meditation and the breath work. So setting yourself the intention to listen to your body for the next 60 minutes. See if you can create a little bit more space in the poses with the breath. And keep your awareness on the present moment. So starting to connect in with the breath now. Staying lying down wherever you are. Just let the body be heavy and just start to notice the natural rate of the breath. So whether that's shallow or really deep. Maybe you feel as if you breathe just to the throat, or maybe you can feel the breath go down to the chest and the belly. And then starting to lengthen the inhale through the nose, really deep in the inhale. See if you can take the breath all the way into the bottom of the belly. And then as you exhale, just let the body be completely heavy. Starting to lengthen the inhale through the nose for the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to hold the breath at the top. Keep the eyes closed. Let the body be heavy. And then exhale through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, let the body be completely still as you take a deep breath in through the nose for the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath. See if you can hold the breath with the ribs and the stomach, not just the throat. Soften the shoulders into the mat. Soften the eyebrows as you hold that breath. Maximising the oxygen intake into all the vital organs and muscles, and then exhale through the nose. Starting to take a couple of cleansing breaths now. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose for as long as you can. So maybe count to 4. See if you can take it to 5 as you take a deep breath in. And then when you feel as if you can't take any more breath in, you're going to open the mouth and sigh it out. Inhale deep through the nose for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then sigh it out. 2 more. Take a deep breath in. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Last one. Take a deep breath in. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Keeping the eyes closed and staying in a lay down position. Seeing if you can set the rate of breath here for the rest of class. So we're going to take a deep inhale through the nose for the count of 3. If that feels comfortable, taking it in for the count of 4. And then we're going to hold the breath at the top. And then we're going to exhale out. And then at the end of the exhale, we're going to pause. So 4-way breath, so really prolonging the inhale, exhale. So inhale in for 3 or 4. Hold the breath at the top. Exhale out through the nose. And then at the end of the exhale, just pause in complete stillness for the count of 3. So knowing that obviously we all guide our own breath, so seeing if you can connect with your breath this evening. Obviously follow the cues as I go through the practice, but see if you can keep that 4-way breath. So the inhale, hold, exhale, and then pause for the rest of the practice. And then when you're ready, stay in with the head and then the back and the hips onto the ground. You're just going to gently lift the knees up. So grab the knees with the hands, so right hand on right knee and left hand on left knee. And let's just start to do circles with the knees. So as if you're trying to massage the lower back into the mat, take the circles, knees in nice big circles. And then you're going to gently release the hands out either side like a T. And then you're going to keep doing the circles with the knees, but see if you can take the circles a little bit bigger. So really bring the knees towards the chest and then take them away from the chest. Take them round. So the arms, back of the hands into the mat. Just start to notice any of the muscles that start to wake up here as you really move the knees round. Starting to open up into the hips. And then when you're ready, back to center. And we're just going to check in with the legs here before we start to move. So depending on what you've done today, or just depending on your physical flexibility in general, just gently straightening the legs towards the sky, just noticing how straight you can get the legs. If you can't get the legs straight, then just see go to your kind of max point where you feel that stretch in the back of the legs. And then we're going to use the breath to see if we can create a little bit of space here. So hands either side of the body, let's place the palms face down towards the mat. And then on the inhale, you're going to take the knees towards the chest. Hold the breath there and hold the knees towards the chest. On the exhale, take the feet towards the sky, straighten the legs, and then hold there. At the end of your exhale, just pause. Take a deep breath in, take both knees towards the chest, really hug them towards the chest. Hold the breath, hold the posture. As you exhale out, straighten the legs a little bit further, really pushing into the back of the thighs. And then at the end of the exhale, just pause in stillness with them legs nice and straight. One more, take an inhale in, really bring the knees as close to the chest as you can. Tucking the tailbone under, squeezing the glutes and the front of the stomach. Hold the breath, hold the posture, and then exhale, straighten the legs towards the sky. At the end of the exhale, just pause in stillness and keep the legs nice and straight. And then let's gently lower the feet towards the mat. And then just start to windscream out the knees from side to side. So knees to the left and towards the right. And then when you're ready, bringing the knees all the way over onto the right. So you're going to roll over onto your right side. We're going to start to open up into the shoulders here before we start to move a little bit more and create any tension, release any tension into the heart space. So option with the right hand, you can take the right hand above the head and just make a little pillow for yourself so your head's going to come onto your right arm. Or if you need to, you can release that right arm in front of you and just pop a pillow under the right side of the head. And then on the inhale, you're going to take that right arm towards the sky. And then you're just going to imagine that the finger is just drawing some little circles. So take a nice small movement. Let the body be completely heavy. So really isolate that left shoulder. And just start to draw circles with that hand. Notice if you've lost the breath. So take a deep breath in. Hold at the top. As you continue to circle, see if you can take the circles a little bit wider, really feeling the muscles of the shoulder blades starting to release and warm up a little bit here. Connecting back in with the breath at whatever rate suits you. Really prolonging the inhale, hold, and exhale, and then pause. And then when you're ready, start to change direction with the hand. So whichever direction you went in, clockwise or anti-clockwise, taking it opposite and seeing if you can take them circles a little bit bigger. Quite often, quite common to hold a lot of tension in the shoulders. So this can really just isolate, especially using gravity because the body is laid down on the mat. To just get into all the little muscles and tendons in the shoulders. Nice. Take a couple more of them, remembering the breath. And then when you're ready, gently bringing the hands towards the mat. You're going to bring the palm onto the floor and then you're going to gently push yourself up. And then this is where we're going to start to bring in some cushions or pillows. So if you've not got cushions or pillows, don't worry, you can do it without. If you have, then you're just going to prop the cushion where we would just lay down. So we're going to keep the legs where they are. So knees on top of each other if you can. If you can't, then just place the knees wherever they can so that they come to be over to the right hand side. And then you're going to place the cushion almost kind of like it's a lot lengthways where our spine would be. If you've got 2 pillows, that's even better. But if not, you can use no pillows or just one. And then we're aiming here for the right hip to be at the bottom of the cushion. And then the hands are going to come and frame each side of the pillow. So the legs here, we ideally want the knees on top if we can. If not, just the legs to the knees are pointing towards the right side of the mat or the right side of the body. And then you're going to walk the hands either side of the pillows. Before we go down, we're going to straighten the spine and then see if you can twist the chest to see that it can go over the cushions. And then very gently walk the hands up towards the pillow and then placing the right cheek into the mat. So we're coming to a supported twist. So really finding a place where you can kind of surrender into the cushion. Get a nice twist into the torso, but also the hips. And just noticing where in the body this brings up any sensations for you. Close down the eyes, find a place of stillness. And let's connect back in with the breath again. So let's take a deep breath in. Hold at the top. Exhale out, let the body be very soft and gentle. And then at the end of the exhale, just pause. Inhale deeply like you're taking the first sip of fresh air of the day. Hold at the top, stimulating that relaxation in the body. And then exhale, release. Pause. If you've got the right cheek into the mat, then option to stay there if that feels really comfortable. Option to gently push yourself back up, just twist to the left cheek into the mat as well. So this is a bit more of an intense stretch, so we're double twisting here. The left cheek in the mat's going to stretch the neck to the right, but then the hips to the left. So just seeing if that feels right for you. If it does, settle into the pose, come back to the breath, close the eyes. And the idea here with Yin is that with every breath, we want to go a little bit deeper into the pose, which means we go a little bit deeper into meditation. And we release all that deep tension in the muscles. And then back to the breath, taking a deep breath in. Holding at the top. Exhale out. And then just pause after the exhale. Deep breath in. Hold at the top. As you exhale out, see if you can just let the body fall a little bit further into the pose. Continue with 2 more breaths in this full-way breath, taking it at your own pace. Giving the body a chance to just recuperate and recharge from everything that's happening at the moment. And then after the next exhale and pause, using the hands, you're going to gently push the hands up and then slowly walk yourself back up, removing the pillows to the side for now. We're going to do the same on the opposite side. So swinging the legs round to the right and then lowering yourself back down to the mat. Again, option with the left arm to come up so that the head's resting on the left arm. But if you need to, you can pop a cushion under the head instead. Seeing if you can find the knees to cover the knees and the hips are in alignment. But if that doesn't feel right, you can straighten the legs as well. The idea here is that we're going to try and isolate this right shoulder. So we're going to take that right hand up to the sky on the inhale. And then gently take some circles with that right hand. So as if the top of the finger of the right hand is trying to draw a circle. And then option to keep the circles nice and small if that stimulates some kind of stretch in the shoulder for you, or seeing if you can take the circles a little bit bigger. So the bigger we take the circles, the deeper we're going to go into all the tension in the shoulders and the neck. There's loads of different muscles in the shoulders and they all need to work together. So really taking big circles here if you can to try and release any of that deep-seated tension. Close the eyes if they've opened and remember the breath. So taking deep breaths in. Hold. Exhale out. And then gently changing direction with the circles. So again, option to take them small if that feels right, or see if you can take really big circles and just give that shoulder a real chance to be really isolated. And the use of gravity that the body is to the ground, so we can really get deep into that left shoulder. Sorry, right shoulder. Close the eyes and do 2 rounds of breath here before we move. So really taking the circles as big as you can. And then 1 more round of breath. Not rushing the breath, taking it nice and slow. And then only when you're ready, you're going to use the right palm into the mat. Bring the weight forward if you can with that right hand, and then drag the left hand back, and then setting yourself up on the opposite side here. So again, you don't need cushions, and you might actually get a bit of a deeper twist if you don't use a cushion. But what you might also do with a cushion, with a cushion, is just let the body relax a little bit further, feeling supported. So again, we want the left hip to be by the cushions, and then the left knee in line with the hip if we can, or if not, you can have the legs whichever way they fall. The idea here is that we want to straighten the spine, so really making that spine nice and long, as tall as you can, and then gently walking the torso over the cushions. So option for left or right cheek here. So left cheek into the mat is going to give you a nice, comfortable, straight neck alignment. If it feels comfortable, you can try the right cheek into the mat and getting a nice stretch into the right side of the neck and the right shoulder. Everybody's different, everyone's carrying different injuries or physical tension. So just be really curious about your body and see which side feels best. Find a place where you can hold stillness in the pose. And if you don't feel as if kind of the front of your torso, so in the middle of the chest, if you don't feel as if that's connected to the cushions, you can always come back up and just see if you can twist a little bit further before you come back down to the mat. Hold wherever you are in the pose and then connect back in with the full-way breath. Lengthen in the inhale, especially if your mind is quite busy. Continue to bring the attention back to the breath. If the arms don't feel relaxed if you feel as if the arms are kind of propping you up. Option to just walk them away from you a little bit so that the chest really connects into the mat and the cushions. Imagining the heart like a magnet, and with every exhale, it's just being pulled a little bit further towards the earth. Continuing to breathe deeply in through the nose, holding at the top, exhaling through the nose, and then just pausing complete stillness. Continuing the four-way breath for a few more rounds before we start to move. Again, option to move from left to right cheek, depending how your neck feels. Never hold the pose if it's painful. Only if you can feel a deep stretch. Maybe some slight discomfort, but never pain. Continuing to breathe for one more cycle. Really lengthen the breath with every round. And then after your next exhale, use the hands to push yourself back up. Very slowly just move the cushions to the side. Moving in between postures in yin very slowly, so we're not rushing anywhere. We're slowing down the body so that we can slow down the mind. And then we're going to find a comfortable seated position with the legs crossed. If you've got a cushion or pillow, you're going to prop that under the back of the hips. So the front of the hip is just going to come a little bit more towards the ground than the back. And then options across the legs. If you've crossed the legs one way automatically, you're just going to change the opposite foot so that we don't always do the same side. If it's not comfortable for you to cross the legs, then you can have the legs out in front of you, or you can have the feet into the floor with a bent knee. So we're just going to see if we can get a little bit of length into the spine here and start to release any tension around the top, kind of the shoulders or the side of the spine. So seeing if you can tuck the tailbone under. So imagine if you've got a tail, you're trying to tuck it under, and you should start to feel the front of the stomach kind of coming into the spine a little bit more. And then hands are going to come to the knees. And then on the inhale, we're going to take the shoulders up towards the ears. And then on the exhale, you're going to take the shoulders back, pinch the shoulder blades together and pull them down. Inhale, bring the shoulders forward, up towards the ears. And then on the exhale, take them back, down and forward. So moving through the circles of the shoulders up towards the ears, really pinch the shoulder blade together. And we're going really slow here. So we want to go up on the inhale for the count of 2. And then exhale round and down. So really letting the shoulders move through all the joints and the muscles and using the breath. And then we're going to start to change direction. So you're going to drop the shoulders away from the ears, pinch the shoulder blades together, take the shoulders back, lift the shoulders up towards the ears and then bring them forward. Seeing if all the time while you do this, can you make your spine a little bit taller? Can you sit a little bit straighter with imagining the top of the head to the base of the spine is one nice straight line? One more big circle with the shoulders. And then when you're ready, very gently, you're going to take the arms out like a T, either side of the body. And then on the inhale, you're going to place the palms face forward. And then on the exhale, you're going to bend the elbows. See if you can bring the elbows towards the side of the chest into cactus. So on the inhale, we're going to reach the arms out straight. And then on the exhale, we're going to cactus the arms. Inhale out straight. See if you can keep a nice space with the chin and the chest with a nice straight spine. And then exhale, cactus arms. Inhale straight. Exhale, cactus. This time when we go inhale, we're going to inhale the arms out straight. On the exhale, you're going to cactus the arms, but you're going to take the right arm in front of you and just look towards the left shoulder and twist the arms to the left. On the inhale, come back to center, arms go out straight. And then on the exhale, take the left arm in front, right behind, and just twist towards the right. Inhale straight, out like a T. Exhale, twist the arms to the left and take a cactus. Inhale out. Exhale, right. Inhale out. Exhale, left. One more on each side. Inhale, take the arms out like a T. Exhale, cactus, and just twist the chest towards the right. Inhale out. Exhale towards the left. Gently releasing the hands towards the neck, and towards the knees, and then removing the cushion if that's under the hips. And we're just going to start to take some spine circles. So really leading with the next movement from kind of the torso area. So hands are going to come to the knees, and then you're just going to see if you can twist round with the spine. So imagine you've got like a hula hoop, and you're just trying to bring the belly button and all the muscles around there round in a circular motion. Seeing if you can let the legs stay where they are. Keep the hands on the knees as if the palms are glued to the knees. Close down the eyes, and just seeing if you can start to wave the spine round in these big circles. And just start to notice if the ego comes into play here. So you might be thinking what it looks like, or this is a move you're not used to. Seeing if you can just close down the eyes and just start to notice all the muscles in the side of the ribs starting to engage and starting to relax as you move around. And then gently changing direction. So whether it was clockwise or anti-clockwise, taking the circles in the opposite direction. So making some space before we do the next few postures, really releasing into the side of the body. A couple more big circles, taking them a little bit bigger for the last couple. And then when you're ready, gently place the left hand towards the ground. And then on the inhale, you're going to sweep the right arm up above the head. And imagine you're trying to reach over towards the left, taking that left arm away from you. Seeing if you can keep the chest facing forward. So if I was front of you, I should be able to read what's on your t-shirt. Try not to let the arm come in front of the chest. And then you're going to gently look up towards the left hand. Seeing if you can, look up towards the right hand. Seeing if you can slide that left hand further away from you by keeping the chest nice and forward. Reach that right arm forward a little bit, up a little bit more, so that you get a nice stretch down the side of that right body. Inhale, reach that right arm a little bit further towards the sky. Exhale, just hold. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hold. Inhale, reach. Exhale, gently float that right arm to the right side of the body. This time the left hand goes towards the sky. Melt that right hand away from you as much as you can, keeping the integrity of the spine nice and straight, facing forward. And then gently lift the left arm up towards the sky, look towards the left hand and just reach towards the left. So noticing the stretch in the left side of the body here. So imagining there's a straight line from the left finger down to the left knee. So really reaching and making that diagonal line from side to side. So taking a deep breath in and really reach that left arm towards the left, towards the right. Left and right are very confusing. Connecting back in with the breath, closing the eyes if they're open. Continue to breathe deeply as you reach that left arm up towards the sky a little bit more, really stretching out all that tension in the left side of the body. And then on the next exhale, gently bring in the hands either side of the body. And for a moment, we're going to pause in a pranayama exercise. So option to keep the hands on the knees, or you can keep the hands just in front of the belly button. You get so kind of resting, palm up, the back of the palm on top of the back of the hand on top of the palm of the hand. Close down the eyes, find a nice straight spine. And we're going to start to take the breath into the mouth this time. So starting to take a deep inhale through the mouth, but with the lips kind of pursed. So you're just kind of scooping the breath in through the mouth. And then you're just going to let the breath fall out of the nose. So with no pressure at all. So on the inhale, take a breath through the mouth with pursed lips. And then in the exhale, just let the breath fall out the nose. Keep the eyes closed. Deep breath in through the mouth, out through the nose. In through the mouth, out through the nose. In through the mouth, out through the nose. In through the mouth, see if you can suck that air in, try and send it to the bottom of the belly, and then just let the breath fall out on the exhale. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Taking it a little bit quicker for 10 breaths. We're going to go in, out, out. A few more breaths, really taking as much oxygen as you can through the mouth, maximizing the oxygen intake. Taking a couple more breaths. One more, and then you're going to hold. You're going to take a deep breath in through the mouth, keep the eyes closed. Hold the breath at the top. Seal the lips shut. Notice any sensations in the mind or the body. And then when you're ready, release the breath. Gently blink the eyes open. Release the hands either side of you, and then we're going to come down to the mat. We're going to come down with a bend in the knee. So again, keeping the bend in the knee and the knees towards the chest, you're just going to gently rock the knees from side to side again. So starting to massage into that lower back again. And then placing the left foot towards the ground. On the inhale, you're going to straighten that right leg towards the sky. And then on the exhale, you're going to see, imagine that right leg is at 12 o'clock. On the inhale, you're going to take it towards 11 o'clock on the dial. So take it to the left a little bit. And then inhale back to center. So holding the leg up straight, we're going to start to move with the breath. On the inhale, take the leg, even the foot just an inch to the left. You should start to feel the stretch in the right leg. And then exhale back to center. This time, take the foot to the right very slightly. See if you feel a stretch in the right leg, and then gently back to center. Inhale, take the leg to the left and center. Inhale to the right and center. If the mind or the body is starting to wander here, continue to move to the left and the right with the breath. So the more we breathe, we physically switch on our vagus nerve, which is our rest and repair system. So focus in on the breath as you move the foot from the left and the right, keeping the leg as straight as you can, really feeling any stretch in the back of the left leg. And then bring the leg back to center after the next exhale, and just start to take some circles with that ankle. Crunches are welcome here as long as we don't have any pain. And then you're going to gently drop that right foot to the top of the left knee. So letting the right knee fall out to the side. And we're going to come to reverse pigeon here. So before we come to reverse pigeon, seeing if you can walk your shoulders away from your ears. So it's quite common when we come to lay down, our shoulders are up by our ears and our spine's quite compressed. Seeing if you can walk the shoulders away from the ears, getting a nice long spine and long neck. And then you're going to walk the left foot towards the left bum cheek. If that's enough for you, you can just let the right knee fall out to the side, and you're still going to get a stretch in the right hip. If you can, you're going to lift that left foot off the ground. And then with the hands, you're going to clasp behind the left thigh. So right foot is on top of the left knee. The hands are behind the back of the left thigh. And before we start to come into pigeon and really create some space with the muscles, I want you to check that your left knee is on top of your left hip. So as you look to your left knee, it should be directly above and not to the left or the right. And then as long as you're set up all correctly, you're going to relax both feet so they're nice and heavy. You're going to relax the shoulder blades towards the ground. You're going to close the eyes. And we're going to take a deep breath in. Hold at the top. And then in the exhale, you're going to bring that left leg a little bit closer towards the chest using the hands. Taking a deep breath in. Holding at the top. And then exhale, bring that left leg a little bit closer. So your breath is going to guide you into the pose here. So with each exhale, that left leg should come a little bit closer towards the chest. We store a lot of emotions in our hips, whether they be conscious or subconscious. So if you feel any tension, it's quite often for emotions to come up here. So seeing if you can just feel into the pose and bring that leg a little bit closer. Remembering to let the back of the shoulder blades melt into the mat. Keep the eyes closed. And we're going to bring a gentle visualization in here just to focus on this pose so we can hold it a little bit longer. I want you to just imagine the heat and the sensation of a bright sun Coming down onto the forehead. Noticing the shoulder blades relaxing into some warm sand as you're laying on a beach. And just seeing if with every exhale you can bring that leg a little bit closer. Knowing the body is completely warm, supported and relaxed. Creating space with the breath to bring that leg as close as you can with every exhale. Notice any sensations that come up in the right hip and continue to breathe through them. Remembering that warm sensation on the forehead and the shoulders. Imagining what that feels like for the warm sun. Coming down onto the skin as we just gently relax and soften. Feeling the shoulder blades gently melt into the mat. The same way they'd melt into the warm sand if we were lying on a beach. Using the breath to bring that left leg a little bit closer for the last few breaths. So the longer we hold the poses in Yin, the deeper we will go, the deeper stretch we'll get, and we'll get more into the fascia of the muscle, and different layers of the muscle, where we often hold any of the stored emotions that we haven't expressed or simply don't know how to. One last breath, let's get a little bit more space into that right hip for the last breath. And then after the next exhale, see if you can release the hands and just let that left foot fall towards the mat. And then before we go to the opposite side, we're going to let that right foot fall over to the right. So the legs are going to twist towards, let the right foot fall towards the left. So the legs are going to twist towards the left. The arms are going to go out like a T, and we're going to look towards our right shoulder. If your right foot isn't on your thigh, or you can't twist that way, you can just bring the knees on top of each other. Either way, the legs are twisting to the left and the head is twisting towards the right. Remember to stay connected to the breath. Close the eyes if they've opened. Just really let the legs fall over to the left before we go over to the right side. So noting any sensations that come up in that right hip. One more deep breath. And then if you need to use the hands, gently guide the knees back up to center. Take the knees towards the chest and let's just sway the knees from side to side. And then this time we're going to take the left foot towards the sky. We're going to drop the right foot towards the mat. Again, see if the shoulders have come up towards the ears. It's really common. It's something we always do. But see if you can walk the shoulders away from the ears so we've got a nice long neck. And then on the inhale, you're going to take that left leg straight towards the sky. Holding it there. And then exhale out. And then this time on the inhale, you're going to take that left foot very slightly to the left. Start to feel any sensations in the left leg. And then exhale back to center. Inhale the right foot very gently towards the right. And then back to center. And then continue to move to left and right. Even just little minuscule movements can really activate some deep stretches in our left leg. So just be a bit curious about where your body's holding the tension and where you feel any stretches in this pose. You can look to the left foot if that helps the focus, or you can close the eyes and just move the leg with the breath. So we inhale to the left, exhale to center. Inhale to the right, exhale center. One more on each side. And then when you're ready, you're going to drop that left foot to the right knee. Again, option to stay there, that's for you. See if you can bring the right foot closer towards the bum cheek. And then you're going to lift that right foot off the mat. See if you can grab the back of the right thigh with the hands. Make sure the shoulder blades aren't off the mat. So we don't want the head or the shoulders to be off the mat. We want the head and the shoulder to be nice and heavy. And then you're going to gently make sure that right knee is above the right hip before you start to guide that the right knee towards the chest. Close down the eyes here. Come back to that visualization of the warmth of the sun on the forehead and the shoulders. Seeing if we can stimulate that feeling of relaxation when the body is completely warm. We can feel the summer breeze and the sun shining down. Relaxing the shoulder blades into the mat, bringing that right leg a little bit closer with every breath. Remembering to use deep breaths here. So in Pigeon, it's quite a challenging pose, and if we don't use the breath, then we're not going to get very far, and we're also going to be very distracted. So taking a deep breath in, holding the breath at the top, and then exhaling and bringing that knee a little bit closer each time. Really use the breath to guide that right leg closer in. Start to notice the stretch in the left glute. So the bum cheek, the top of the hips, the left thigh. Maybe you're feeling the stretch in a different part. As long as it's not painful, just being curious about this and noting where you feel the tension. Bringing that right leg a little bit closer with every exhale. Taking 2 more deep breaths, creating a little bit more space with each breath. Take 1 more full circle of breath. And then after the exhale, just release the hands, let the foot fall to the mat. And then again, let that keep the left foot on the right knee, and see if you can just let that left foot fall to the right side of the body. So the legs come to a twist to the right side of the body, and we look over our left shoulder with the hands out like a T. If that doesn't feel right for the legs, you can just place the left knee on top of the right. Either way, the legs are twisted to the right and the head is twisted to the left. Close the eyes, continue to breathe. Just see if you can let go a little bit in this pose. Anything you feel that you're holding on to, any negative energy that's coming up, irritability, anxiety, whatever it is, just see if you can melt it away into the ground as you just surrender the body into the earth. Take 1 more round of breath. And then when you're ready, let's use the hands to guide the knees back up. And then we're just going to take them circles with the knees again. So option to have the hands on the knees, or you can release the hands to the side of the body. Just take the knees in nice big circles. Whichever direction you've chosen. And then you're going to change direction. So we've released a little bit into quite a bit into the hips in this practice. And then we're going to do a heart opening pose for the next pose. So straightening the legs down the mat. We're going to come to fish pose. So if you know fish pose, feel free to go into it now. If you've not done it before, then you're going to straighten your legs down the mat with a pointed toe. So keep the knees together, the legs together. And then you're going to see if you can, with the back onto the mat, you're going to see if you can shuffle your hands under the bum cheeks. So we want the palms of the hands onto the mat. You might need to lift one hip, slide the hand under, and then lift the other hip and slide it under. So the back of the hand should be touching the back of the bum cheeks, where the pockets of the jeans would be. And if you had a pair of jeans on, or the bottom of the bum cheeks, wherever your hands kind of meet. And then you're going to see if you can keep the legs nice and straight, squeeze the glutes in the legs so that you've got nice support. And then you're going to see if you can use the elbows to push yourself up. So the idea here with fish pose is that we're going to release the head behind us. And then you're going to see if you can get the top of the head onto the mat. So you're really opening up into the throat area here. If it doesn't feel quite right, then you can just release the hands either side of the body and just see if you can really kind of lift the chin towards the sky. But seeing if you can really shuffle the hands under the bum, the more you do this and the more as you come up onto the elbows, you'll create that kind of really open into the heart, and it'll be easier to release the top of the head towards the mat. So if this causes any pain on the neck, just see if you can take an adjustment to get rid of that pain, or maybe come out of the pose if it's not for you. And then you're going to close down the eyes and you're going to let the mouth open. So we're in a full heart opener here, and the chin towards the sky should kind of open the mouth naturally in the pose. And then we're going to start to take deep exhales through the mouth. So we're going to take a deep inhale through the nose for the count of 5. And then sharp exhales through the mouth for the count of 10. And then release the breath. Taking a deep inhale again through the nose. And then pump the air out of the mouth. So you should start to feel the stomach pump as you breathe out 10 times. And then release. And again, take a deep breath in through the nose. And 10 breaths out through the mouth. Really force the breath out through the mouth. And then gently release the back of the head into the mat. Release the hands out from under the bum cheeks. And then just find a place of stillness for a moment to connect back in with the breath. Place the hands on the belly button. Put both palms on top of the stomach. Close the eyes and just let the body return to its natural rate of breath. And starting to lengthen the inhale and exhale. And then finishing with an inversion before we come to the relaxation section. So option with an inversion, if you want to grab a cushion and have that handy, you have the option to just hug the knees in towards the chest. So the knees are above the hips. You can take the feet towards the sky and just hold there if that's enough for you. Otherwise, you're going to see if you can grab a cushion. And then you're going to come to bridge. So in bridge, we have the feet into the mat. And then we're going to push into the feet so the hips come off the ground. And just slide a cushion underneath the back of the hips. If you can fit 2 under there, then that's even better. The idea here is that we want the hips higher than the heart. So even if they're a little bit higher than the heart, with 1 cushion. If you want to, you can place both of the hands under the back of the bum cheeks to just take them a little bit further up above the heart. And then with the feet, you're going to walk the feet away from each other. So you've got nice wide feet, and then the knees are going to knock into center. So knees are touching, and then the feet are nice and wide. Use the hands under the bum cheeks to really elevate the hips a little bit higher. Close down the eyes. And let's start to visualize that warm sensation of the sun again on the forehead and the shoulders. Knowing that the brain can stimulate the sensation of an experience or a memory by using visualization. We can't recognize the difference between an experience and something that we are visualizing. So we can still get the benefits of a situation even if we're not there. That's why we quite often find ourselves daydreaming. We do visualization boards so that we can bring our awareness to a situation, create a feeling in the body that feels nice, even if we've not got the physical experience at the moment. So with the eyes closed, just imagining you're laying on a nice warm beach. Noticing how that feels on the back, the warm sand in the shoulder blades and the back of the head. Noticing the colour of the sky, the brightness of the sun, and how that feels as it comes down onto the forehead and the shoulders and the chest. Noticing if you can visualise the sound of the ocean close by, maybe the smell of sun cream. Seeing if you can really put yourself in that place, almost as if you're designing it exactly as you want it. Starting to notice the breath in and out through the chest and the stomach. As you feel in the place of complete warmth and relaxation. So you can let the body just be completely still and heavy in the pose as you are right now. And then if you are in inverted bridge with a cushion under the hips, you're going to walk the feet back in to meet each other. Release the hands away from the bum of the underwear. And then for now, we're just going to lift the hips off the cushions, and then you're going to gently lower them back down. Inhale, lift the hips off the cushions. Exhale, lower them back down. And on the last one, we're going to hold. So really push into the mat with the feet. Lift the hips off the ground. Hold the hips at the top. Squeeze the glutes. Imagine that sun shining on every part of the front of the body as you lift it a little bit higher towards the sky. And then exhale back down. And then I'm going to give you the option to keep the cushion underneath the hips for your Shavasana pose. So in Shavasana, we straighten the legs down the mat with the feet nice and wide. So as wide as you can, with the toes pointed out. Hands are going to come either side of the body. And having a cushion in the back of the hips can just leave us with that inversion feeling. Or you can slide the cushion lower down so the cushion is behind the back of the knees. And then option for a cushion towards the top of the body. So a cushion either lengthways down the spine so that both the head and the neck are fully supported, and we've got a nice heart opener. It's a really good place for your final Shavasana. Or if you want to, you can place the cushion down the back of the chest. So it can be really good in Shavasana to find a place where the body is supported in the earth in 2 points. So the back of the knees, some cushions, and then either the neck or the chest. So finding your comfortable space, lay down. This is our final relaxation pose. So if you need to, you can take any adjustments you need, take any last minute stretches. Turn the lights off if you can. See if you can get a blanket if you're feeling a little bit chilly, or maybe some socks. Take any adjustments that you need so that you can really give yourself the next few minutes in Shavasana to just completely relax and let go. So relaxing and letting go can mean different things to different people, depending what your situation is, depending how your physical and mental health is, depending what your coping strategies are. And I want you to find a place of stillness in Shavasana where the body is nice and heavy. So if you need to roll the shoulders or take any last minute adjustments, do them now. And then find a place of stillness and close down the eyes. And for this practice, we've focused on the breath quite heavily. So we're going to completely let the breath just return to normal, let the body take over. Instead, we're going to bring our attention to the body. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose for the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold the breath at the top. As if it's the last breath you can take, keep that breath in as long as you can. Exhale, let the breath go. Bring your attention to any colours that you can see in your mind's eye in the body. So the eyes are closed, the eyebrows heavy. And we've got a lot of negativity around us at the moment, a lot of negative news, a lot of bad weather. We're going to see if we can change that narrative by imagining a bright light, either yellow or orange. And just seeing if you can imagine that light shining down on you like the sun. Noticing how warm it feels on the skin. Noticing how comforting it feels on the forehead, the shoulders and the chest. I want you to visualize a really isolated beach where there's nobody around but you. The sand is pure sand with not one bit of litter, not one rock, just nice soft white sand. warm enough that you can take your shoes off and just gently walk onto the sand, feeling the heat in between the toes. And then as you gently walk over onto the sand, you come to a cove of fresh seawater where it's so clear you can see right to the bottom. Noticing the colour of the water, bright green and bright blue. Seeing if you can visualize yourself walking into the water. As the water hits the ankles and the knees, you notice how warm the water is. You can still feel the sun shining down on the forehead and the shoulders. As you turn around and look back to the beach, you remember that there is nobody around. There is just you in the sun and the sea. And you feel a sense of complete balance, like you are exactly where you need to be to recharge. Exactly where you need to be to feel completely relaxed, with nowhere to go and nothing to do. As you gently submerge yourself in the water, feeling the cooling sensation of the water all over the body. As you come back up out of the water and you feel the sun hitting the face and the chest, almost as if it's a warm hug, comfort in the skin. Imagining yourself walking back out slowly of the water, the sun so warm that the skin is automatically dry. And as you get towards the sand, I want you to imagine a white hammock. You feel so relaxed that when you lay down in the hammock, you just completely let go of any need to be anywhere else. Noticing any sensations as the hammock swings from left to right. The body feels completely warm. The mind feels completely restored. And your body feels completely healed. Letting your body be completely heavy. And just bathe in the visualization of this moment. Using Shavasana to let go of any negativity you feel as if you've been holding on to, whether intentional or unintentional. Any aches or pains in the body. Seeing if you can bring that awareness of the warmth of the sun to that part of the body. Letting the body melt into the ground for a few more moments. Knowing that holding the body in complete stillness is exactly what we need to do to remove our senses from the constant stimulation around the world and just recharge our batteries from within. Enjoying the last few minutes of relaxation, just bringing your awareness to the following reading and any parts of it that resonate with you. Yoga is a dance between control and surrender, between pushing and letting go, and when to push and when to let go. This all becomes part of the creative process, part of the open-ended exploration of your being. Seeing if you can set yourself an intention going forward into the upcoming week. To notice when you are in a situation or in your inner mind, you have a situation come up, which means that you need to let go of something and accept it as it is. And in the moments when you feel as if it's something you can't accept or you're struggling with, seeing if you can bring the body and the mind to stillness. Starting to bring your awareness back into the room. I want you to start to notice the temperature on the skin. Start to take a big yawn with the mouth, so really separate the jaw. You'll find a yawn will naturally come. It always does. Starting to roll the shoulders and wiggle the fingers and toes. And then if you're in a really relaxed place, I want you to stay exactly where you are and finish the practice there. It can take quite a while to get the body to that relaxed state. So if you feel as if you're there, then just stay where you are and just enjoy that feeling. If you want to finish the practice, then sitting up, then gently finding a seated posture with me. You're going to bring your hands to prayer at heart center. Gently lower your gaze towards the hands. Acknowledge that it's difficult in this day and age to sit in silence and stillness for an hour. It's something some people will never do because it's just not in our nature. But the more that we do it, the more we realize it's a place of solitude and compassion for ourselves, where we can let go of any negativity, connect with the breath, and feel a lot more present in a body that feels recharged and recentered. Knowing that the breath is there for you whenever you need it. Thank you so much for letting me guide you through the practice this evening. And then if it feels right to you, gently bringing your hands of prayer towards your third eye. May you have a week with kind thoughts to yourselves. Gently bringing your hands towards your mouth. May you feel you can speak your truth to those around you. And gently bringing your hands towards your heart, knowing that you always were and always will be enough. Gently bowing your head towards your hands, to the practice and to the energy of each other for this evening's practice. Namaste. Namaste. Never don't wake anybody if you're asleep.